come, 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 grab. He's the king of the rocks, the king of the concrete slab. He can run and hide, he can do the slide. He'll even try to sneak up from the other side. Come, grab. We were catching some for the luau on Saturday night, yeah. We knew it would be hard, but we'd go by faith and not by sight. Oh no. Waholo avivi ku'ukai kunane. Aka vano kamea haule. Come, crab. Come, crab. He's the king of the rocks.
Aloha from New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Especially you South Beach people. That's where I live. And I've been out riding my bike. As you can see, I'm a little sweaty still. And boy, do I feel good. I've been riding all over town the last 4 days. About an hour each ride. It's been great for my brain, great for my body. Not really making a lot of contact with people too close. I do talk to people on the way, people on the beach. You know, some vendors I've been talking to, watching the lifeguards practice. You know, just generally getting around. And the way I look at it, I encourage you to get outside. Being outside, you're not going to catch the virus. As long as you're not in a crowd of people, you need to get in the sun. The sun is the best disinfectant for viruses. You need to get in the sun. Exercise will do you good. Keep taking your zinc. And look for one thing in your multivitamin, because I assume everybody's taking a multivitamin these days. See if it contains selenium. If it contains selenium, that's great, because selenium is needed by your body because it doesn't make selenium, and it also is a powerful immune booster. So both zinc and selenium are very necessary at this time. Okay, about the bike riding. So I'm out on my bike, and what can you see? Well, besides seeing the best beaches on the planet, you see people. And what have I noticed about those people? You know, everyday people in, South Beach, up on Flagler, blah, blah. Well, in the last 3 or 4 bike rides, I've been noticing how they're walking. And, it's different. It's different. Many people are walking around, and it kind of reminds me of that commercial on TV about the UPWALKER. Remember the UPWALKER? So the regular walker that people use, kind of you're hunched over and you're holding it way down below, and you're not actually seeing what's in front of you, you're looking down. So I encourage people to use the UPWALKER in yourself, and as well as, if you need a walker to walk, and start looking out there. Don't be down, be up, be positive, look at what's out there. Be conscious of your life today. Look up and see the greatness of this life. Listen to the birds chirping. Every morning I wake up, I walk outside my house, and the birds are going crazy. They're all over the place. They're at the bird feeders. Their woodpeckers are pecking. All these things. I see butterflies still doing their business. Honeybees still doing their business, collecting the honey for you and me. And I'm just saying, please don't shut yourself inside 24/7. cabin fever is not your friend. And if you've ever lived in a place where you can't go outside, you know what cabin fever is. So, Soleil, say hello to all the goodness around you in this wonderful city where we live, where the sea, the land, and the sky meet together. New Smyrna Beach. Social distancing, 6 feet, but not 100 miles. And keep in touch on Nextdoor. I encourage you to go on Nextdoor. I like Nextdoor. Nextdoor is a little, it could go a lot of people's opinions, and hey, that's where we live. We live in a world where individuals have their opinions, and that's fantastic. I know some people don't like other people's opinions, but, I don't want to get into opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, but... And another thing, stay off the TV news, because that will make you literally insane. Sit upright, walk upright, look out there, and upwalk. So once again, I'm saying aloha. Keep that aloha spirit. Get the love out there and going. And please, I will continue with the show. I have an interview with Serge from Mondelez. And we have some music from the Hubcats. So, stay safe. Stay upright. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to Spotlight NSB. I'm Joel Page, and with me today is Serge Soreza.
Sorez.
Is that correct?
Sorez.
Sorez. No, it's not Italian. It's French.
It is Italian, actually. My family is Italian, so yes.
Yeah. So he's the proprietor at Mondelez French Bakery over on the beach side, 3rd Avenue. And, I've been going there for years, and let me introduce you to Serge.
Yeah. Well, hello, everyone, or like we say in my old country, bonjour. My name is Serge Sorez. I own the Mondelez French Bakery right across from the Garlic on Beachside in New Smyrna Beach. I'm going to try to speak slowly because everybody tell me I got a New York accent, so I want to make sure you can understand what I'm saying. A little bit about me. I grew up in France. All my family is in the restaurant business. I grew up in the restaurant business. I was peeling potato and garlic for my dad when I was 6 years old. And then I worked in the restaurant with my mom as a server from the time I was 9, 10 years old, bringing bread and cleaning tables. And then I cook and bake with my dad. That's where my passion for food come from.
So your dad was a baker?
My dad was a restaurant owner, but he was doing all of his pastry, all his puff pastry, croissant for breakfast and everything. So
you preferred the baking part rather than the...
Not really.
Okay.
The restaurant was really where I wanted to go. The bakery came later to me later in life. And I can emphasize on that if you like. But sometimes after graduation, I discovered that I could work on a cruise ship. And the USA, the America, like they say in France, is the dream. And, I decided to take my chance. So I worked on a cruise ship from 1986 until 89, shortly after leaving the military. Mm-hmm. And I met my first wife, which was American. She's still American.
On the cruise ship?
Yeah, I met her on the cruise ship. And after 3 years on the cruise ship, we got married. And I lived in Orlando for probably two and a half years. And coming from a small village in the south of France from the 12th century, Orlando felt to me like living in Chicago or New York. Way too big for me, way too big.
And you moved there what year, do you remember?
I moved there in 89, I moved to Orlando, and 92 I bought the business. But I was introduced to the Mondelez Bakery at New Smyrna Beach. I fell in love with New Smyrna Beach. And after researching the business industry of, the food industry, the restaurant industry in Orlando, I realized that it was a very risky thing to do for me. And the fact that I did not really like living in a big city, New Smyrna Beach was very, very attractive to me and my family. And I went simply to speak to the former owner of the bakery. I'm the second owner of the bakery. but the first owner were ready to retire, and we're very, very happy to have a Frenchman come on board and take over the business.
What kind of bakery was it before?
It was the same bakery, French bakery.
bakery.
Yeah. I'm the second owner. They started it in 1976. We've been in business for 44 years.
Wow.
Myself for 28. So, but everything is going very well. We love New Smyrna Beach. I don't plan on going anywhere else. As a matter of fact, my wife and I have a new project on Magnolia, and we're working very hard at it. Hopefully, we'll go through with it. But my wife has a Studio Bleu, which is a gallery and ceramic.
And that's on Magnolia Street?
Yes, on Magnolia. And I'm going to open a little cafe, sort of bistro, place where you can sit down and have some French food. Not necessarily a restaurant, but it's still
like
a working
crepes
project.
And things like that. Yeah, crepes.
And we're going to be on Magnolia, right off Canal Street, which is downtown. We're going to keep the bakery running. I don't plan on selling the bakery, unless someone want to write me a big check.
Yeah. Everything's for sale at the right price.
Everything for sale in America, right?
Yeah, sure.
For the right price.
Yeah,
for the right price.
Yeah.
But that's basically me. That's what we are. We are, like I said, we fell in love with Smyrna Beach, and I'm remarried now. I've got 3 kids. My little one is 7-year-old next month, and this is where I wanted to grow. And this project of mine on Magnolia is really for her and for my wife to have more of a family life. It's going to be a live workplace,
Mm-hmm.
And
well, it sounds like an excellent, immigration story.
Yeah,
I mean, my wife is very similar. She came, I met her overseas and married her and came over here. Also an immigrant, so she's from Thailand, and which I guess was French before.
Yeah, they do speak French.
At one point.
Yeah, where the French
That's
colony.
the sauce part of Thailand. And she came over and did the same thing. Hardworking people, come over here and, it's wide open. It's just, hard work, a lot of hard work and a lot of perseverance.
I must say, after 34 years in this country, I think that's the best thing I did for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I do miss my parents. I do miss my family and my friend, but the United States has been very, very good to me, and I feel very blessed to be here.
So what part of France are you from?
So I'm from the part of France that everybody calls the French Riviera, between Marseille and Nice.
Ah.
And if we get closer, between Toulon and Saint-Tropez.
So that's right on the Mediterranean.
Right, Mediterranean, about an hour and a half from the border of Italy, and about 4.5 hours, 5 hours from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And way, way south from Paris, about 8 hours drive from Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful area, very expensive, but beautiful.
It's all expensive in France right now.
Very expensive. But I enjoy going back. I go back and visit my family and friend, and and my parents are still alive, so it's good to go see them.
So did you spend much time in Paris?
No, actually, Paris to me was, like New York to Florida. So it was just a big city north of where I live. And I spent time in Paris, but I never lived there.
Sure. I love Paris. I've been there maybe 5 or 6 times.
It's a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city.
A lot of unrest right now in France, unfortunately, because of the economy and not just that, but it's a beautiful country and a beautiful city. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, your place over on Canal Street. So you've been thinking about doing that for a long time, or?
Yeah, it's been back in my mind for about 15 years now. I never found the right place or the right moment or the right real estate, the right everything. And 2 years ago it came, and we jumped on it. And we've been working on it for 2 years because we want to make sure it's right. It's done the right way. So
you bought the building.
We bought the building, and we're going to redo the building. The building is a 100-year-old building. And a lot of new electric, new plumbing, new window, new everything. But we want to keep the building, the integrity. The building is beautiful. We don't want to change the building. It's beautiful brick building, and we want to work with the building and the era that the building is from. Just bring the new technical part of the building.
Yeah, bring it up and make it up to code and. Really? So what's the inside going to look like? You have any ideas? Or?
Well, we have ideas. Right now we're still working with the architect and the engineering part of the building, make sure that we can do everything that we want to do, which we're basically so far it's all good. But we want to keep it looking as authentic as it was, with a brick building inside and outside, all the wood, showing all the wood, as much wood as possible.
Nice.
Like I said, we want to keep the building as it was. We don't want to change much of anything.
So have you you go surfing when you're in New Smyrna Beach? You surf?
Actually, no. I'm a motorcycle guy, and I think I'm going to stay at this. I tried surfing 20-some years ago, and after 2.5 hours of trying to get on the board, I decided it wasn't for me. And same thing with golf, by the way. I tried golf. It's not for me.
Yeah, golf's a little rough.
Not for me.
It looks like it should be easy. The ball doesn't move. You're sitting in one spot.
It's easy for everybody else.
So you're a motorcycle guy. So
Yes.
you have a motorcycle?
I do. I got at the present time I got a KTM 450 enduro motorcycle, and I'm looking to buy a Kawasaki RS, which is an old style bike, a new one, but they make it look like a
So it's not a rice. What do they call that? A rice?
crotch rocket.
Crotch rocket.
No,
yeah.
no crotch rocket. No, I'm getting too old for crotch rocket. So, I still might be a one. Like my wife said, there's always a 16-year-old living inside every man, and I think she's right. There's a 16-year-old, but I think that crotch rocket is not for me
Sure.
anymore.
Yeah, I have a motorcycle too, but unfortunately, I have a battery issue right now. So I had to order a new battery because
it's
there's no
sitting in the
batteries
garage.
available in the whole county.
Yeah, because it's bike week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I had to order it online.
I understand.
Yeah, I've had a battery issue with that thing for a while. So, So are you involved in any like nonprofits or do you?
Yes, actually, I work with the Boys and Girls Club of Volusia County and Flagler. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of New Smyrna Beach, so we do a lot for charity events.
So do you bring any of the kids into your bakery to kind of?
Brought the kids to my bakery. Bring them a cake every single month for their birthday. So we do the month's birthday, like January, all the birthday are once and so on. So anytime they have any kind of event, if they need cookie or anything like this, I provide it. And then of course I'm involved with pretty much any church or any charity event. If they need something, I'm a strong believer that you have to take care of your community. The community take care of me. The community has been very good to me, and I'll do everything I can in return.
Yeah, this is definitely a community.
It is, absolutely.
That sticks together and tries to be fair to each other and nice to each other and cares about each other.
Absolutely. So like I said, it's for me to say no to something, it's very, very rare. So
what do you think about the kind of the renaissance of Canal Street?
I think it's amazing. If you had told me 25 years ago that I will buy a building off Canal Street and start a business there, I would have probably laughed at your face. And I'm not trying to be nasty, but there was really nothing happening back then. And,
right.
I think they did a fantastic job. It needed to happen, and it's wonderful. I really think it's wonderful. It's nice to have a real downtown.
Yeah, I mean, we opened our business in 2010, and that was when it was kind of at its lowest. I mean, in the last 20 years, and now. It's amazing, how many restaurants are on Canal. Yeah. And how actually there's people on the street after 6 at night.
Absolutely. I was going to say you could go on Canal Street years ago after 5, 6 o'clock and not meet anyone. So, but I truly believe in the sense of a destination. So having a nice downtown, an attractive downtown with quality businesses, not necessarily restaurant, but all the businesses out there, quality business, attract people, and you become a destination, and that's great.
It is a destination. I mean, it's just every time a building gets vacant because people are retiring. I mean, a lot of the lawyers have been on Canal Street for 30 years. They're all retiring, so all those buildings are opening up. And new businesses are just grabbing in there.
New businesses are growing, and it's going to expand because Canal Street is going to be completely full. So then you go to Magnolia, then you go to the side street. There's businesses on Julia Street. There's businesses on Washington. People need to know that. You need people to go outside of Canal Street and realize that in walking distance, there's a lot of businesses.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So anything else you want to...
No, I'm very pleased that you have asked me to do this. I don't know how good I do. People can come to the bakery and tell me how terrible I was.
Come to the bakery.
But thank you to the support from all my patrons, all the community, everybody that come to the bakery for 44 years. Hope to be there for another 20 or 30 at least. And if not me, I will try to sell it to a French guy, and young couple that want to push it for another 50 or 60 years.
Yeah.
And then look for my wife and I to open a business process on Magnolia, hopefully sometime next year.
So when is your cafe set to open? Any idea?
Hopefully next year sometime. There's
Next
no
year?
date right now yet. We're still working the process of banking and funding and things like this, but we have all the plan and we're ready to go.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
you coming
me.
over.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I hope you understood my New York accent.
Oh, your New York accent's no worse than mine.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. And we'll continue with our next segment. Thank you.
This is a song Gillian Welch, I believe, wrote. It's called Elvis Presley Blues. And it's kind of sad. Just kind of. But we really like it. I was thinking that night about Elvis, the day that he died, the day that he died. I was thinking that night about Elvis, the day that he died, the day that he died. Well, a country boy, cold as hell, put on the shirt that his mama made, and he went on the air, and he shook it like a chorus girl, and he shook it like a Harlem queen, and he shook it like the midnight rambler, baby, like you never seen, never seen. I was thinking that night about Elvis, the day that he died, the day that he died. I was thinking that night about Elvis, the day that he died, the day that he died. He was all alone in a lonely climb, thinking how lucky John Henry was when he laid down and died, and he shook it like it rained like silver, and he shook it and it rained like gold, and he shook it and it beat that steam drill, baby. Well, bless my soul, bless my soul. And he shook it and he beat that steam drill, baby. Well, bless my soul. What's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree, fuzzy tree, fuzzy tree. I was thinking that night about Elvis, the day that he died, the day that he died. I was thinking that night about Elvis, the day that he died, the day that he died. Just a country boy who combed his hair, put on the shirt that his mama made, and he went up the air, and he shook it like a Harlem queen, and he shook it like a chorus girl, and he shook it like a midnight rambler, baby, like you never seen, never seen, never seen, never seen. Thank you.
Take on a Rolling Stone song called Honky Tonk Woman.
kitchen soap, barroom queen in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. Well, she had to heave me right across her shoulder, 'cause I just can't seem to drink her off my mind. She's a honky-tonk woman. Give me the honky-tonk blues. Well, I lay a divorcee in New York City. I had to put up some kind of a fight. The lady then she covered me with roses. Well, she blew my nose and then she blew my mind. She's a honky-tonk woman. Give me the honky-tonk blues. She's a honky-tonk woman. Give me the honky-tonk blues. Strolling on the boulevards of New Smyrna Beach, naked as the day that I was there. The sailors there so charming there in New Smyrna Beach, but I just can't seem to sail you off my mind. She's a honky-tonk woman. Give me the honky-tonk blues. Give me the honky-tonk blues.
I sit all cloudy and blessed with the prima bottles lying everywhere. Got a guitar in my hand and a Western oil can under my